Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast. Yay!
Yay! It's us!
I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Dav Gape.
Hello!
Dav Weeks.
Alright.
And Zach Hamilton.
Hi.
Do you know what? I've missed that. It's been a while. It's been a while, man.
It has been a while.
It's been what? I think like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Apologies to everybody who's been waiting.
ACP. Who are these guys? I mean, to be fair. Yeah. How are you doing, gents? How are you doing across the board? How are we all doing?
Yeah, good man.
All good in Cardiff.
I've been replaced by an older, more homeless-looking man.
I had the pleasure of seeing Zach in person this week,
Yeah, man,
which was actually really fun.
That was so awesome. That was cool. We haven't seen each other in person since we started the show.
Yeah, and we played Smash Brothers. And it was it was actually surprisingly close.
It was really close.
It was one victory, one knockout.
Win.
Yeah, one knockout. That was the difference, which was crazy. Yeah, but I've been moving, which is why I've not been doing anything for the last 4 weeks. That's honestly internet. How frustrating, Dav, I guess, and Zach. Actually, you'll both know how frustrating it is with getting the internet sorted. In the end, we just went 5. We've got 3G going on, so just I'll have that, and it's amazing. And now I've got 200 megabytes per second, whatever it is. It's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be back anyway. And if you are watching us for the first time, then we are Video Games Ahoy. Oh, it's nice. It's really nice to be back. Really nice to be back. And if you know us well, then welcome back. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen ACP. How are you doing, ACP? How are you doing? Big Al in the chat as well. We put these episodes out every Friday morning, but obviously we do these live every Thursday. So come and check us out on Twitch if you are listening to this after the fact. And you can listen to us on the... I moved my camera as well, so I'm looking at here, where my camera used to be, and now my camera is here, so I've moved everything around. We put these podcasts out on YouTube. We put them out on all the podcast places, Amazon, Spotify, all those places. So you can check us out all over the place. iHeartRadio was always a fan favorite. Deezer, a great one as well. They love it. And like I said, we're on YouTube as well, so check us out over there. We also have a Discord. We have a Discord. You can check us out on the Discord, which has always been really lovely. And we'll talk about the Patreon page at the end. But to everyone that does contribute, thank you so much. Gents, so there's been, obviously, as you guys know, there's been a huge thing happen over the last week.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we get into the nuts and bolts of E3?
E3, baby, yeah.
So what I've got is I'm probably going to miss a load of games because I figured we've only got half an hour to talk about this stuff. So I'm going to focus on the bigger companies, and then if anyone has any games they want to talk about or discuss, we can talk about those as well. I just figured it'd be a good idea to cover the bigger companies and then anything else. So I guess weirdly the first thing we'll start with isn't actually a company; it's actually Jeff Keighley, Summer Game Fest, and there's one particular reason why. I want to talk about that, but actually it's Metal Slug Tactics. That actually looks amazing, to be fair. That actually did look really good. But yeah, I'm just going to list a couple of games we saw, and then we'll chat about one specifically, which it definitely caught fire on Twitter, that game, let's just say that. So we had Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Metal Slug Tactics, Death Stranding Director's Cut, which was hilarious, by the way. That was actually brilliant. Jurassic World Evolution 2, which I loved. What was it? Jeff Goldblum was there announcing that. It was great. Salt and Sacrifice, Blood Hunt, Planet of Lana, and then the big one, Elden Ring. We finally have gameplay for Elden Ring, and it looks incredible. I was really blown away by it because I think it's been hyped up for so long. People have wanted Elden Ring for so long to actually finally see it. I think it's weird when things look like they're living up to expectations. Yeah. But yeah, does anyone else have anything you want to say about Jeff Keighley and his Summer Game Fest? Dav, what did you think of Elden Ring?
I thought Elden Ring looked really great. It's so tough with From Software games because I really love them from a distance. And there's quite a few sort of franchises or developers where I feel like that. Resident Evil's another one. I love the Resident Evil franchise from a distance. Yeah. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is probably the only one that I'd really want to get stuck in. Like, if you handed me Resident Evil 4 and a controller, I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's go. But yeah, Elden Ring might be the one, you know.
It does.
I thought Sekiro was going to be the one, but I haven't found it on sale for cheap enough to be like, go on then. Elden Ring, I'm like, oh, make it open world.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe some nice world building there.
I am with you there, man. I've never. I played. I think I said this before. I played Bloodborne for about 20 minutes. I was like, nope. I'm not even joking. It was about 20 minutes, and I do not have the willpower to just get battered so often and just keep fighting. I was just like, no, I'm not going to enjoy this, so I'm not going to play it. I don't see the point. I mean, it looked amazing, Bloodborne did, and I know people loved it, but I was just like 20 minutes, I got battered by the same thing about 5 times. I was like,
oh man, it's good.
No, but to be fair, some people love it, and some people love that, but like, my attention span will not last that long. I'll just get bored of it, and I did, so I was like, fair enough. But I think it's, I don't know. There was something about Elden Ring. It just looks incredible, and maybe it is the hype, and maybe I've been swept away by that. But it does look really good, and I'm really really interested to see what they do with it. All right, cool. Let's move on to Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft was a weird one because I think it was okay, but there was 2 things that I was really interested in. One was, I can't wait until it comes out. And then the other one's, okay, this could be good. This could be good. But we'll see how it goes. So we had obviously like stuff like Just Dance, and we had Rocksmith as well. That looks really cool. I remember that coming up before. That's always, I love stuff like that. Yeah, that's great. And then we had, I think, the 2 probably biggest ones. We had Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which, I was kind of gutted in a way because it got leaked the day before. Yeah. And I did, because I wasn't even looking for it. I just went on Twitter and it was like the first thing that popped up. I was like, oh, well, that's coming out. But at the same time, I don't care. It looks so good. How good does it look? Like, actually saying that. It looks so good.
Very little gameplay in there, but just give me more Mario & Rabbids. Just give it to me now. Funnel it into my veins.
They changed the combat up a little bit, haven't they? Because there used to be the squares you'd go and stand on, but now it's like you run around in a space. There's like a space you can move around in rather than an actual square you go to.
Yeah.
So I think that's the XCOM. XCOM does that? Am I right in saying that?
The ones I played, certainly not XCOM 2. I don't know if they've done it.
No, all the XCOMs are the same.
Are they the same? They got us. Okay,
it's a grid.
Okay, it is grid.
Well, it's like it's free movement, but it pings you, doesn't it? It pings you to spots on XCOM. Yeah. It's like kind of half. It's crazy when you get to the walls in the cover,
right?
But that's what the game's all about anyway. So it's pretty much.
But Mario & Rabbids, the Sparks of Hope, it was really interesting because again, that's a game that Rosie loved. She loved the first game. That game was the game that kind of got her into tactical RPGs and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's the game that kind of got her into Fire Emblem. So
gateway drug.
Honestly, it really is. That is exactly right. But yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to see more of it. And I think the thing that it's really surprising is that game was, again, I say surprising. That game was a surprise smash. I don't think anyone was expecting it to be as good as it was and works so well.
Probably why it worked so well is there was that element of like, you're happier if you expect to, like, if you lower your expectations, you'll have a happier life.
Yeah. Well, and I think as well, because it was just bonkers, but they went with it. And that's the thing, they just embrace the fact that it's absolutely bonkers, which I love. So the other game I was going to talk about very quickly is Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Now, I didn't really know what to think of this because I feel like 2 games came out, 2 film-based games, which we'll get into the second one in a little bit, and I preferred the second one to this one, which we'll talk about. It's from Square Enix. Dal, I can see you racking your brains. You can probably work it out.
Oh yeah.
So Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. It's weird because that film came out in 2010? Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And now, obviously, we've got the next 3 films coming out in a row. So obviously they're going, let's make a game. And it does look really gorgeous. It does look really beautiful. And I think it's current gen. So I say current gen as in next gen. So I think it's only come out on the PS5, Xbox Series XS, and the PC. I don't think it's actually coming out on the older consoles, which will be really interesting. But do any of you guys have anything you want to say about Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora? Anything?
like haven't they been working on the sequels for that technically for years as well? Isn't there meant to be like an Avatar 2 and 3 in the pipeline?
I think they've worked on 2, 3, and 4 like back to back. I think that's what they're currently doing, and I think this is kind of why they've just gone, let's just make a game, because that's what everyone kind of does now. Let's make a game. I mean, it looked gorgeous. It did look beautiful, but with something like this, I really need to see gameplay first and just how it goes. But I thought Ubisoft was fine.
You know what surprised me? Rainbow Six Extraction, which used to be Rainbow Six Quarantine, actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, for what it is, which is like sort of a close quarters Rainbow Six Siege meets Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Actually looked like it could be actually good. Like, if it was a low enough price, or maybe even free, I would definitely download that immediately.
Yeah, I always remember playing Rainbow Six on the N64. That was an absolute banger. Like that was a great game. But
an impossible game.
Yeah, I had to play it with my older brother. Like,
but was somehow fun, even though it was just like what.
Now you mentioned like games that previously mentioned, like I did really like the look of Far Cry 6, and I love Giancarlo Esposito as well. Yeah. He's amazing. I kind of feel sad that he's always the bad guy, because he seems like such a nice guy.
Oh yeah,
like,
I think bad guys always are though.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's always like you're charmed into being evil. But yeah, it looks really good. I've actually just bought Far Cry 5 because I wanted to play the GoldenEye levels purely for that. It was like £4, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it to play GoldenEye, and the levels are amazing. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but it looks amazing. Anyway, so let's move on to one of either the best or one of the best, and that's Microsoft and Bethesda's joint presentation. So we'll just talk about a couple of games that were announced, and then we'll talk about the ones that really, really hit home. So we had Contraband, A Plague Tale Requiem, Slime Rancher 2, Shredders, Replaced. I believe it's Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Apologies if I've not pronounced that correctly. Forza Horizon 5. By the way, just quickly, Forza Horizon 5 looks genuinely stunning.
I couldn't tell at points. I was like, you know when they held that still?
Yeah.
And they were talking for a bit, and I was like, right, so this is a photo of like where they were.
Yeah.
And then they go, and this is in-game.
Yeah.
The car comes through. Like, there are no tricks here. And I'm like, oh my God.
It looked incredible. It looked incredible.
So good.
Then we had Redfall as well, which looks really fun. It looks really
good
fun.
Trailer. Fun trailer.
Yeah, really fun trailer. And then I think the final one we had... Oh, we didn't have any more game announcements, but we had Age of Empires 4, Flight Simulator,
we did.
Starfield, and then we saw Halo Infinite. What have I missed?
The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh yeah, why isn't it on my list? That's weird.
Best trailer of the entire
Oh
E3.
yeah, that was good. That's not on my list.
So funny. I mean, it was just a title reveal basically. But it was such a good trailer. Literally,
it was great.
If you haven't seen it, guys, go watch the Outer Worlds 2 trailer.
It
Leave
did.
the podcast. Go watch it now.
Yeah, it was
so funny.
It was great. It was really, really great actually. What else did we have? So yeah, Age of Empires 4 we had, but I think we already knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Flight Simulator, which again looks bloody incredible. Starfield, which when I saw with Starfield, I said this to my brother earlier because he rang me up and he was asking me what I thought of E3. And when I saw Starfield, I've never seen a game trailer with no game footage to be like, oh, this game was made for me. Like more than Starfield. I was watching it, and I think maybe it's because I've been playing Mass Effect recently. But I was like, it's all the things that I like about Skyrim, the RPG elements of Skyrim and Fallout, but in space, and I love that. It looks amazing. And Halo Infinite, that actually looks great.
The multiplayer looks so fun.
The multiplayer looks so much fun, really, really so much fun. And I think something got leaked the other day. I don't know how true it is, but I think Microsoft. We said this before actually. I think Microsoft is looking to start putting xCloud on and Game Pass on TVs soon.
Yeah.
So. We should definitely try and see if at some point we can, even if we like you guys only get it for like a month worth of free Game Pass.
TVs are going to be the new LAN party.
Yeah.
You get just 4 TVs and you can play like Halo Infinite multiplayer together.
Yeah.
And because of Master Chief Collections on there, you can play like Halo 1 multiplayer together.
Yeah. It looked amazing. It really, really did. Did anyone else have anything you want to say about Microsoft?
Oh, absolutely.
Go for it.
I've got something I haven't said in a while on the podcast. Game Pass. Every game they showed at the Xbox and Bethesda press conference, except for Far Cry 6, Battlefield 2042,
and 3 games.
And Diablo 2. Every other game is going to be on Game Pass day one.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I've seen
absolute madness.
It is. I mean, it's becoming unreasonable in a way, because you start thinking to yourself, why haven't I got this? It was interesting because with Starfield, I know a lot of people were expecting that to come on PlayStation, but it was never really. I mean, I know we had a conversation before, will they, won't they? But I think the longer it went on, the more I just kept thinking, why would they? Microsoft needed, not saying need, they don't need them anymore, but they needed first-party exclusives, and they've got an absolute banger on their hands there. So it's that was one of the most impressive Microsoft conferences I've ever seen. There was so many games, even
it was just so strong across the board.
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't quite the peaks that you have in some other Xbox press conferences in the past.
Yeah,
but it was at such a high level the whole time.
And I think as well, it's one of those things where I can appreciate there's a lot of games there that I personally won't buy, but I can recognize that they look fantastic, or someone is going to love them. It's one of those weird things where okay, I'm not going to play that, but god damn, that looks good.
I won't buy them either. I'll play them on Game Pass.
Right, that's enough out of the old Microsoft Bethesda. Let's move on. So we've got Square Enix, which was terrible. Apart from, so this is the game I was saying earlier, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm so torn about whether I think this looks good or not, because I know apparently this game was made way before the Avengers game, and it's not made by the same companies also. It's nothing to do with Avengers, it just so happens to be Marvel. So that, I guess we can kind of push to one side. Enix. Yeah, exactly. What did you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to that game. How I feel about it. Does anyone have any thoughts?
I'll be honest. I saw the trailer for it, and I was surprised. I mean, big movie franchise tie-in games are notoriously shit, I guess. But I know, I saw it, I was like, that doesn't look as bad as it could.
Yeah.
That's not exactly high praise, but
put that in the back of the box.
So
Daft Weeks, that's not as bad.
So low.
Spider-Man was good, right? I mean,
Spider-Man was wicked. And I think as well, because I don't necessarily think it's a movie, I don't think it's a tie-in with the movie. They just look very suspiciously close to...
No, it definitely is a tie with them. They would never have made it without those films.
No, sure. But the characters, they're close enough where they look similar, but they're not similar. So and I think that's. And I mean, even to be fair, stuff like Rocket as well. He talks exactly like Bradley Cooper. But yeah, I was really interested because Daft Weeks, like you said, it looks good. But for some reason, there's a part of me that goes, I don't trust any game that's kind of tied in with movies. I don't know what it is. I never trust them. So I guess I'll wait until the reviews come out. But it did look really interesting. And I like the fact that they've just gone, this is a single-player game. We wanted to make a really great story. Yeah. And I love the fact that as well that certain things you do have certain impacts on the game itself. That's something I'm always down for. So, yeah. Anyone else? Guardians?
I always struggle a bit with games that have like squad characters or side characters where they have abilities, you just have to press the D-pad, do that, and then they'll do their move and all the rest of it, you can tie it all in. I struggled a bit enjoying that aspect of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And I'm playing through the Outer Worlds 1 expansion, the Parallel Gorgon. And Outer Worlds has that as well, but there's just 2 buttons. Each character has one ability thing. And I always just struggle to enjoy having those abilities in there. I'm like, oh, this just feels like a necessary evil for the structure of how this game is built. And with Guardians of the Galaxy, I was hoping that you get to play as Drax and Gamora. Well, maybe not Gamora. But Groot and Rocket Raccoon. I would have just played the whole game as Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
How could you not?
How awesome would it be as Groot, though? Just slapping people all the way with your big blinking tree hands. Is that
different moves that Groot would have?
Yeah.
But I guess they've got the best of both worlds because they've got the story-driven single-player campaign and they've got all those abilities and you can technically use them all at once. So yeah, we'll see. I think we need to see I don't know. They showed a lot of that.
They
game,
did. It was like 15 minutes of like a half an hour presentation. It was like people were not happy.
The longer the Guardians of the Galaxy thing went on, the more I realized that Square Enix don't have much else to show.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when they announced that they were bringing Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, remaking them in 2D pixel art, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be amazing." You're not going to show it.
30 seconds. Not maybe not even 30 seconds. It was just like,
not even a screenshot.
And not coming to Switch either, which again, it seems absolutely mad. It seems crazy. But then,
dangerous.
Yeah, it just seems crazy. It just seems absolutely crazy. But yeah, we did get, I mean, I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy was the biggest thing they put out, I guess. I mean, we also got the Hitman Sniper, The Shadows, iPhone, Android. They showed a lot of Android games and iPhone games. Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered, like Dav said. Babylon's Fall, which did not look good. I didn't think. It looked a bit rough.
It looked really okay, didn't it?
Life is Strange.
Platinum games are awesome, but Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, Platinum games are awesome. I was just like, oh, this doesn't look very good. And then Life is Strange Remastered Collection and True Colors, which looks really good. I think we knew that was coming, so it was just kind of that like there was nothing really I could say. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add to Square Enix? Or are we happy to move on to Nintendo?
Zach, did you? They showed Final Fantasy Origins, which is like Final Fantasy cross Dark Souls. Is that going to be the thing to get you into Final Fantasy?
I don't know, guys. I think Final Fantasy might be a lost cause on my front. If I didn't enjoy 7, I think that might be the end of the road for me.
Also, one thing I should say as well is that game. Like, so people were like, "This game looks terrible," and then try to download it onto their consoles, and then it was corrupted. So like it was actually the file was corrupted. People tried to play it, they couldn't play it for like two days, and then Square are like, "Oh yeah, you can play it now." Because I actually downloaded it, I tried to play it. I was like, "Oh, is this going to be corrupted?" It was like, sure enough, it was. I was like, "Okay, there we are. That's it." It didn't look great, but who knows? I mean, I think it's coming out next year. I think it was so.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's get on to Nintendo. So again, I'd say along with Microsoft, this is probably the best. The one I could see why people would choose either Microsoft or Nintendo because both of them were really good. They're really good, solid presentations. So I'm just going to run through some of the stuff that was announced, and if I miss anything, like I said, just shout it out. So we had the next Smash character, which is Kazuya Mishima from Tekken? Kazuya, there we are. Cruisin' Blast, which didn't look great. We had Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which who doesn't love Super Monkey Ball? It looks awesome. I would love to play that with you guys, honestly. Like, just to sit here and play that. It's so much fun.
It's coming out on PS. I don't know if it's coming out on Xbox, but I know it's definitely coming out on PS5 as well.
Oh, really?
That obviously they didn't say that in the presentation. Yeah. But it's on PS5 as well.
October 5th. We should definitely try and play it because those games are so good. They're so good.
The minigames are amazing.
The minigames are genuinely brilliant.
The
fun.
The snooker one is so good.
Yeah, the football one as well. Like, honestly, there's so many great games. Another one I was really happy with, and it kind of makes sense why they added online to it recently because they were just testing it out. Mario Party Superstars, which includes a lot of the boards from the older games, specifically the Nintendo 64 ones, looks really fun. There was a hell of a lot of Dav Weeks, you got something to say?
About that. That's the one thing that angered me in the entire presentation. Okay, first off, I love that direct. It's the best direct ever. Everything. It's like, what the hell's going to come next? But that should be DLC as a beg for forgiveness.
I agree.
Forgiveness is subpar product.
I agree. I really do.
How dare
I thought it was DLC. That's the thing.
Again.
When it started, it was like, oh, so they just added online so they can add like a new set of DLC because they didn't bring out DLC. It was like, nope, new game. I was like, oh.
No, can you give us another 50 quid, please?
And it's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean,
we'll do it better this time, we promise. It looks
fun, but you're totally right, Dad. That could have been, even if it was like £30 DLC, I think a lot of people still would have bought that and gone, okay, I'll take that, you know. But yeah, Mario Party Superstars, October 29th, though, not too far away. Another game coming out in October, which I was super hyped by, was Metroid Dread. That
looked good.
That's probably going to be the game that I've got a feeling that's going to be the game that gets me into Metroid. Like because I saw it and I was like, I want to play Metroid so much.
Did you ever get around to doing Super Metroid?
No, because I was going to do it just before. I was basically going to do it, and then I moved, and then everything fell apart. My life just fell apart. So maybe at some point soon. I definitely would though, because like I was going to ask you to come on stream, like be my guru to help me get through, because I I would get lost and just throw my controller in a fit of rage.
Now you look the part.
Exactly. He
Yeah,
does.
Guru.
If anyone's wondering, Zach looks like a beautiful guru with long
I don't know
hair.
what I look like,
big
but I don't
beard.
look like myself anymore.
So
Like a red and black check shirt. He's got a two-handed axe, and he's surrounded by a forest. What beautiful woodland.
Covered in blood.
It's also
sobbing.
I'm also really enjoying your t-shirt, Zach. We're just stopping the podcast for a sec to talk about Zach's t-shirt.
I'm wearing a rude t-shirt. Sorry,
Yeah,
everyone.
no, it's fine. All I can see is Frosty's is just something cornflakes, and should we leave it there?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, we leave it at that.
Yeah.
It probably gets better or worse
Very
depending on how
off-stream.
you think about it.
Sorry, podcast listeners, you get none of this.
This is the juicy content that people come to listen to.
And Zach is looking real juicy.
So yeah, Metroid Dread. What's great about Metroid Dread is that game was started to be made in 2005 and it was cancelled. So like a lot of people when they saw that were just like, "Wow, this is amazing!" I mean, I was saying that anyway because it looks great, but the people who actually remember Metroid Dread, they're really happy. A lot of happy Nintendo fans after this. They made a couple of games that were announced in other presentations, like 2 Point Campus, which looks great. With Worms Rumble come to the Switch, which makes sense. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which was terrible apparently, or not very good, according to a lot of people I know.
Apparently they've done a lot after post-launch, but I don't know. I haven't played it.
Then Zach Hamilton's favorite game, I'm guessing, WarioWare, Get It Together.
Yes.
Can I just say?
That probably was my favorite.
Can I just say as well, like watching it, like there was one mini game where like you pluck the hairs off the person's underarms, and then Rosie just turned to me and said, "What the hell is this?" Like, because she doesn't know what WarioWare is. I was just like, "Oh, this is WarioWare. This is the game.
Amazing.
This is the game." She was like, "What? This is Nintendo." She was flummoxed by the whole thing.
So okay,
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Hoy, that was her prediction. She was saying, "Oh, I wish they did another WarioWare game." And then she walked out the room, and then I saw Wario silhouette. Pause. Say, Hoy, get back in here. And she flipped her shit.
Yeah, it does look great. Like I said,
No, my hope. Oh, go on. We'll talk.
Okay. So the next game I want to talk about, which I'm really excited for, is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Boot Camp.
That was my prediction.
That was it looks so good. It looks so good.
So jolly. Those colors.
Yeah.
Are popping.
Yeah, it just like it looks great. It looks really, really good. I know a lot of people are happy with that. I'm blinded. I've never played Advance Wars, but people keep saying because it's made by
Never played Advance Wars.
It's so good.
It's made by the same people who make Fire Emblem, the Intelligent System. So like I was just like, okay, well I'm going to love it. And I like
This is 1 and 2.
I love Wargroove as
generous.
well. Yeah, and like
yeah.
I've researched Advance Wars before, and like the reviews for Advance Wars 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance are like 92, 89, like two of the best games on the Game Boy Advance. So I'm genuine. To me, they're two new games that I'm chuffed. Can't wait.
Fantastic.
Another game I really can't wait for, and even Rosie, to be fair to her, she was like, "This game looks hard, but I want to play it." Shin Megami Tensei 5.
They are hard games.
Like that game looks bonkers, but I really, really, really want to play it. It looks so good. Like I love the hair animation. The hair was just like flopping around everywhere. And I don't know what it is. It's just like so gorgeous, like absolutely good. I've been persuaded to play this game by hair. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Like Zach will be selling me games, just swishing his hair. Like, yeah, you can play Undertale if you want, John, and then I'll be sold. That's it. But yeah, it's Shin Megami Tensei 5. Anyone have anything you want to say about that? Before we get on to the final couple of
Countdown.
things. Yeah. Anyone? No.
No, go for it.
I think you've come on. That is a tasty list of games.
Yeah.
They showed Mario Golf as well.
They did show Mario Golf, and
They showed Mario Golf.
I think they're adding so much. I think they're going to add like loads of DLC to it as well. I can't
Switch
wait,
people get to have Tony Hawk as well. That's
yes,
the
they
other
did.
bonus.
Yeah. That's it didn't look great, but it's one of those things where like I'll take it. Sort of, that's the hit you'll take.
Yeah, it looked like as good as Tony Hawk's Underground.
In
2006, I think it was.
Yeah,
that's not a great ringing praise for it.
But I guess at the same time, it's Tony Hawk's on the Switch, and
yeah, the gameplay will still be.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So we finally come on to Zelda. So we had obviously them talk about Skyward Sword for a little bit. They have the Zelda Game & Watch, which has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, the original version, plus the original Game & Watch little game you have, but with Link's face, which looks
Vermin?
fun. Yeah, Vermin, that's the one. And
Whack-a-mole.
yeah, coming out on November 12th. And then obviously, I think maybe for a lot of people, Breath of the Wild 2, we actually got to see some footage. And I'm gonna let you guys talk about it first before I explode with happiness. But do you guys have anything you want to say about Breath of the Wild 2?
Looked beautiful. Looked absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it did.
As expected. It looks like more kind of magic powers. Which looks interesting.
The one where you go up through the ceiling to the other floor was really cool.
Yeah, liquid through solids.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope that's not a portal, and I hope that's an ability that you can just like take around with you.
I assume that is an ability because it's the sky. I imagine you'll get there. I imagine it'd be like some sort of magic slingshot. You'll shoot up and you'll just hit the bottom of something and go straight up. But no, again, I was talking to my brother about this earlier, and I was saying that like it makes sense that he'd have new powers because actually, and this is going to be me researching Breath of the Wild for years. It's coming like a lot of information coming out. They were originally going to do the hand thing in the first Breath of the Wild. Like they were originally going to have Link with no arm, and he was going to have a robotic arm that could change into different things. So I'm glad they brought that back, and it also makes sense that he would have different powers because he would have given the Sheikah Slate back to Zelda. So that's also a good way around it as well. It ties in really nicely with Skyward Sword. Obviously, you have that, like the first image we had was like Link just flying down with his arms in the air, which is exactly what you do in Skyward Sword. I don't know, it looked... I don't want to talk about the Switch Pro or new Nintendo Switch, whatever I want to say, but it did look really good. Like the graphically looked a lot better than Breath of the Wild. So I don't know if that's down to maybe he was playing on better hardware or... which is normally the case. They've had the Switch for 4 years now, and they've just managed to get the best out of it, which could also be true. But it looked so good.
I thought the trailer was actually really bad, but everything in the trailer was really good.
Yeah.
And like you just had to like take all the bits. You're like, oh, that magic thing's real. That magic. The construction of the trailer was just like really weird. It was just clip after clip. It wasn't any kind of.
It didn't tell us
artistry.
Yeah. But they did say afterwards as well that they do actually have a title for the game, but they don't want to announce the title for the game because apparently it would give things away, which is... I don't know how I feel about that because they're going to tell us the title at some point. So is it going to...
The spoilers in the title.
Is it the spoilers in the title? Is it going to give things away like 6 months before? Or is it going to... like, are they going to tell us the day before it comes out? I don't know, but...
I think there'll be a story trailer at some point where they show him losing his arm.
Yeah.
And then the title will be something to do with
his missing arm.
Yeah,
like
Breath of the Wild 2, Link's missing arm. Breath of the Wild 2, Zelda was dead the whole time.
Oh god! But I tell you what, that's better names than some of the people's names I've seen on Twitter. Like some of the names of Breath of the Wild 2 have been genuinely like Nintendo would no, shut up, they wouldn't do that.
The Legend of Zelda, Ganon was your real dad.
Vicious. Link sees dead people. We can carry on.
Yeah.
The Linkth sense.
Oh god. Well, that's the show title. All right, there we are. That's nailed.
The Linkth
sense. All right, so just kind of wrapping up the whole E3 conversation. Like I said, if you have anything else you want to add to it, just feel free to add. But for Xbox, it was the most viewed they've ever had, which. I guess maybe a lot of it is to do with the fact that there was a brilliant presentation, but at the same time, last year there wasn't one. So maybe for a lot of people, it's like, oh, E3's back. Like I know so many people who watched E3 for the first time in years, purely because we didn't get one last year. So there could have been a lot to do with that. But also, they tuned into a great show. So great,
yeah.
That's great.
Smart of them to put Bethesda in the title as well.
Yes.
When they did it, I thought, oh, I see what you're doing, but I wonder if that's for the people or for Bethesda.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, we'll still put your name in the title.
Yeah.
And it started with Todd Howard.
It did start with Todd Howard,
like,
yeah.
I was expecting Phil Spencer. I think everyone probably was. And they were like, oh, he's already been usurped.
Mad. So I just got one final quick stat to tell you, because actually Xbox had the second most peak views at one time. So I'd be quite shocked it came in fifth, and I didn't talk about them at all. So Devolver Digital came in fifth with the most peak viewers, 1.1 million. Then Square Enix at 1.3, Ubisoft at 1.4, Xbox 2.3, and then Nintendo obviously came first with 3.1, which is, again, it's a great turnaround for Microsoft and Xbox. They definitely, things seem to be improving, and Bethesda, that acquisition is going to turn out to be a golden goose for them. Really, really is. Right, let's move on. Actually, we're going to move on to the next topic, I guess, the whole Dav Weeks. This is the content that everyone comes for. Do you have any toilet games that people need to play? Any recommendations? Dav's toilet games?
I do.
Before we get on to games we've actually been playing.
If you want a toilet game, okay, this is a toilet game that kind of fits in nicely, actually, with the release of Advanced Wars that's imminent. If you want a similar game on your phone, Warbits is a nice option.
Warbits. Okay.
Warbits. So you're kind of like two warring factions of rabbits. Got to build their armies, take over each other's areas, and it plays exactly like Advanced Wars. That's a nice little toilet game.
Great. Perfect.
There we go.
That's all we needed. Brilliant. Fantastic. All right. Who wants to actually talk about a game they've been playing recently? Because I imagine we've all played. Well, I've been playing Mass Effect for the last month, so I've actually finished the game, so I will be talking about that. But does anyone want to go first?
I've got a few.
Go for it.
But I'm just going to say two of them in case I need some in the bank for further down the line. But played two pretty big Sony exclusives. I've been making my way through those PS4 games and played two. One of them, Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 remake.
Nice.
Remake? I don't know. The game of the film of the game.
Yeah.
That's fun. That is a fun game. Like, it's probably like a solid 7.8, like the whole way through. But like, it's a jolly 7.8. I went back and collected all the like collectibles that you could find in all the different planets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that usually. I finish a game and I finish a game. But I was like, nah, I want to squeeze a couple more hours out of this. Had a lot of fun with Ratchet and Clank. Will eventually get ripped apart when it's no longer 70 quid.
Yeah.
Same, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to pay £70 for a game yet.
Nope.
But the other big Sony exclusive that I played and completed was God of War. 2018 God of War. Why do they just keep bringing the same names for all different games?
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
It is. God of War was excellent, but it was excellent. I loved the world. Just like, the story, the lore, the twists and turns it took and stuff. But the combat was just really lacking for me. I thought, like, the boss battles were all identical to each other. Like, I don't want to be too spoilery, but if you've played the game, you'll probably know who the Stranger is. Or, you find out later who the Stranger is. It's like the first boss battle. About the guy who seems like he doesn't take any damage at all. You fight him a number of times, but every time it was just exactly the same. And then the final boss battle of the game didn't feel like the final boss battle at all, and it just the game just felt unfinished. Like, you kind of felt like, oh well, there's going to be a second one, and it just felt a bit like a lackluster finish. And the combat just. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys have played through God of War.
Yeah, I played about halfway through it and I stopped for a number of not because I kind of feel the same as you with the combat. I just it was fine, but I wasn't enjoying it enough to want to keep fighting. And I know that sounds weird, but I was just like, I can see why people love that game. I'm pretty much. Honestly, Dav, everything you just said, I pretty much agree with everything. Up to I never completed the game, so I want to. But is it would you want to play the next one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. The story is so incredible. The lore and the world design, everything is built to be there is a lot that can happen in the second one.
Yeah.
And obviously the name of it, God of War Ragnarok, implies what's going to happen. But to get from where the first game ends to where Ragnarok happens, there is a lot that needs to go on. So that is really exciting. I'm pumped to play the second one, but I know that the combat can't change that much from what it is now. So I'm prepared for that, but it's worth it for me for the story. If you do ever get an itch to go, I wonder if I could finish off that game, you might be further through the game than you realize. That's all I will say.
Well, that's a really good.
Robo Johnny.
So much for your 100 millibits a second connection, dude.
Does this mean that we're no longer going to be on?
No, we're still on. We're still streaming. Johnny's. Oh, here we go. We can see the mouse moving around. Maybe turn your camera off and on, Johnny.
Oh, look, you made Chicken Patty cry. Oh, dear. Bye, Johnny.
Here we go. Trying again.
Hey! Yeah, I could see you
Back
the
in
entire time. Like, that was so weird. Maybe it was just the camera. But yeah, awesome. Dab, anything else you want to say?
Yes. You might be. You wanted to say something else, but we didn't hear it. I said you might be further through the game than you realize.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that. I can't remember what it was. Like I had a feeling it was a bit further through the game than I was probably about halfway, maybe a bit further. I made the platform rise on the water, and I traveled to another place, and that's as far as I got.
Okay.
That's as far as I got, I think. Awesome. Anything else, Dav? Anything else you want to chat about?
Nothing that come to mind. I'll leave it for another time.
Awesome. Dab week, Zach? Any games?
It's been the toilet games again.
I
been
love
a busy
this.
few weeks.
Just poopies for the last month.
Oh, actually, I got to play a level of Hitman that I haven't played yet, which was the Hokkaido level.
Oh,
nice.
Which was nice. I finally got around to actually playing that level now that I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
I've been downloading.
Oh yeah, you managed to get around that in the end, did you?
Yeah. Good level, quite fun. And now I can't wait to play it again and do it in all sorts of other silly ways.
I have just a very quick thing. I've said for a while that my brother gave me his VR headset, and Hitman's in VR now, and I played Hitman VR for about. I was in Paris playing Hitman VR for about 5 minutes, and I felt sick. I wanted to throw up, but it looks amazing. Like, I was just like, oh, I can murder you and you. This is great.
While strutting down a catwalk.
That's why I chose Paris. That's why I chose Paris. Like,
do you want to VR strut down a catwalk?
That's what I wanted to do.
Amazing.
But yeah, sorry. So Hitman, what do you think of Hokkaido?
Yeah, it's a cool level. I really like it. It's still not my favourite one.
What is your favourite level?
I think it's Sapienza.
That's a lot of people's favourite level.
I like Sapienza.
Zach played it.
That's the one I played when I came over.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, there we go.
That's who Zach played. But anything else, Dav Weeks? Any toilet games?
No, I'm good for toilet games.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Zach, anything?
I started doing Radical Red.
Oh yeah.
Which is the ROM hack, which some of you may be familiar with, of Pokemon Red. Pokemon Fire Red. Because I wanted to get back into the series, but I just don't really like playing the base game very much, because I find it Nuzlocke are pretty good at sort of dealing with but I find there's a bit of a problem with over leveling, and the nice thing about Radical Red is you can't over level. It physically won't let you, and that means that it comes down to your strategy, which is cool, but it lands on a problem that I have with the series, which is EV training, which I think I've mentioned before as a personal bugbear, which is that you gain certain stats by fighting having certain wild encounters, and it just means a lot of grinding. And frankly, I've had the times when I was playing it were at times where I've had long periods of time with nothing else to do. Like, I have to just sit there. So I might as well, like, I'm going to watch a movie, or I'm going to... And even then, I couldn't be bothered to do EV training.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It really ruins the series for me. And I think that's a shame, because competitive play is really fun when you can just assign the stats. I don't really know what the solution is, because I actually think it's a very good solution to making the series more fun and more challenging and all that stuff. And I think the Nuzlocke thing also is really a really cool thing. Yeah, EV training has sort of left me at a bit of a brick wall, and now I don't really have any reason to get back into the series. I am considering, because I'm learning Japanese, as I've mentioned before, and I'm learning the 3 alphabets. The third one is really, really complicated, but the first 2 aren't so bad, and Pokemon games are only in the first 2. They're only in hiragana and katakana, so maybe I'll play in Japanese to try and practice that. That's one option.
That's a good show, yeah.
That could be pretty good because I'd be like playing a game that I quite like and studying. Other than that, yeah, man, I don't think I'm going to get into the series anymore, and I think that's a shame because I have loved it for a very long time, but I think I might be just done now. But it was interesting to find out because I definitely wanted to have a go of Radical Red. I did also have a little quick go of Emerald Kaizo. Emerald Kaizo is kind of bullshit. Like some of the encounters you have are just absolute nonsense. Like I can't even begin to explain. The first encounter you have with a trainer is like it's like a topi that can just buff its stats and heal, and you can't do anything because all you have is scratch. It's like just ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. What about you, Johnny?
Wow. Is there anything you need to talk to? Is anyone got an echo?
Yeah, Zach.
Oh, on my end.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an echo.
Oh, it's gone now.
It's gone now. That's fine. Yeah, good.
I'm gonna go.
I'll just keep going. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll just briefly talk about it because, like, obviously, I mean, I could spend a long time talking about this, and I probably will at some point. But yeah, I completed Mass Effect 2 and 3 over the last since I last was on here, which was I think the last podcast we did was like May 25th, something like that. Ahoy. It was something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was then. I just finished 1. So in the last 3 weeks, I've been doing it, and it's interesting for anyone that hasn't played Mass Effect before and is really interested in doing it. The Legendary Edition is the perfect way into the series because ultimately, when you play all 3 of them back to back, it kind of just feels like one big epic game rather than smaller installments. Because once you get past once you start in a new game, and you get past this thing has happened, and now the game starts. It kind of just flows really well, and because so much carries over from the first game to the second game. And even to the third game, you know, like choices you make in the first game impact the choices you make in the third game, which I love so much. And I got really emotional actually when I finished the game. I finished the game and like I was almost tearing up because it wasn't because like I was like the ending made me sad because I know what happens in the end. I know everything that happens in that game, but like it was something about like it made me truly realize how much I love those 3 games, and I hadn't played them in so long. The last time I played 1 was probably when it came out. I've only ever played them once through because I don't tend to replay games very often. I tend to play games once and then move on. But yeah, so it's the first time I played all 3 of them at least since like maybe 2012, and I just love it. I think Mass Effect 2 is still one of the best games of all time, and I was worried that it wouldn't be. I was worried that like, it's been so long, it's been 10 years, there were things that wouldn't work so well, and now it still holds up incredibly well, even with the little additions they've made. All 3 of the games the trilogy might be the best, and this is a hot take. The trilogy might be the best trilogy of games I've ever played. Wow. Personally,
even with the rather controversial denouement at the end.
This is interesting. So like, I played it again, and I realized it's not as bad as I thought.
I didn't think it was that bad when I played it.
It's really not as bad. Like, and I was when I got to the end, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I get that you have these choices to make, and they're not as expansive as the choices you would have made throughout the series, which kind of sucks. But it definitely wasn't like I would never have come away from that going, it's ruined the game for me, it's ruined the series. Like, God, no. Like, the whole, like, the thing that makes the series isn't even the main story is amazing, but it's not even the thing that makes the game. It's the little stories, it's the relationships you make with people. Like, and the thing I've really found interesting as well is like going on Twitter, just seeing how many people love those games and seeing the type of thing, like when people talk about those games, you know, like you could have same-sex relationships in those games, and a lot of people like growing up playing those games for the first time going, oh wow, this is the first time I've ever felt like represented in a game sort of thing. And like you play it back now and go, geez, it was ahead of its time in a lot of ways. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it too much, because much more than I already have, because I could genuinely talk about it. But I loved it. Like probably my favorite game this year. And I played Hitman, and you all know how much I love Hitman. But yeah, shall we move on to the quiz?
Yes.
So I was going to just say this to the people in chat. I find it really hard to concentrate when people are like saying they have when they're giving answers and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to concentrate on the three guys, but please play along and just tell me what scores you got. I'll believe you if you tell me you got 12 out of 10. I'll believe you. I'll believe that's what you got because it's just really hard for me to concentrate.
I got 12 out of 10.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. no. But anyone that wants to play along, and yeah, we'll have some fun. So I tried to add some like E3 questions in, obviously. So yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. So question number 1: how many E3 events have there actually been?
Oh God!
Is it 25, 26, or 27?
One of those answers was what I was going to write already, so I'm going to go with that.
Go with your instinct, man. Go with your instinct. 25, 26, or 27. Just let me know when you guys got your answers. And
I'm ready.
Ready. Press enter. 3, 2, 1, go. Zach, what did you go with?
I went with 25.
Dav Gape, what did you go with?
26.
And Dav Weeks?
I went with 27.
The answer is 26. Well done, Dav. Gape, I should
Nice.
add. Yeah, 26. It would have been 27, obviously, but there wasn't one last year. Yeah, so 1995 was the first event. And it was the one where PlayStation turned up and said $2.99 and then walked away, and they won E3. Question number 2. Which of these is the best-selling game on the Game Boy? I've just got 2 for you, okay? Tetris or Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue?
Oh, damn it.
Oh, damn! I hate that question.
This represents everything I hate about this quiz.
It's actually a lot close. It's very close, I should say. It's very, very close. Tetris or Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue? Do you guys have answers?
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks?
Pokemon.
Zach?
I said the same.
And Dav Gape?
Tetris.
It's Tetris.
Of course it
Bullshit.
bloody is.
Best selling game of all
It's
time.
always Tetris.
35 million copies sold. Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue sold 31. Which is bonkers. I think Tetris might be the first game I actually... ACP's got 2 from 2. I believe you, ACP. I believe you. Tetris might be the first game I actually remember because my parents had a Game Boy and they had Tetris and Super Mario Land. Okay, question number 3. Don't quote me on it. Which video game does this famous quote come from? Machines aren't capable of evil. Humans make them that way. Is that Chrono Trigger, Fallout New Vegas, or Horizon Zero Dawn? Machines aren't capable of evil. Humans make them that way. Is it Chrono Trigger, Fallout New Vegas, or Horizon Zero Dawn?
Okay.
Ready?
Guys, got answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Gape, what'd you go with?
Chrono Trigger.
Dav Weeks?
Horizon.
And Zach?
Horizon.
Dav Gape is storming into a 3-0 lead here. It is.
I
Chrono
knew it was
Trigger.
cheesy enough to be Chrono Trigger, but it was also cheesy enough to be Horizon Zero Dawn.
It could have been any one of those 3.
It was so cheesy.
Number 4, question number 4. Including the recently announced game for Switch. How many games are there in the WarioWare series? So WarioWare specifically, those types of games. Is it 8, 9, or 10?
Okay.
Oh, good question.
8, 9, or 10.
All right.
Do you guys have answers?
Mm.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks.
8.
Zach.
8.
Dav Gape.
8.
It's 9.
Oh,
What?
No.
It's 9.
How have I only played a couple of them then? That's really annoying. If there's like 9 out there, I want to play them all.
There's loads. I mean, there's 9. Question number 5. Metroid Dread has just been announced for the Switch. Which game comes directly before it chronologically in the Metroid series? Is it Fusion, Other M, or Zero Mission?
What were the options?
Fusion, Other M, or Zero Mission? I really want to go back and play all the Metroid games, by the way. Metroid, I've been trying to find a copy of Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS, but it's still so expensive. It's like 40 quid.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, Fusion, Other M, or Zero Mission.
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks,
Zero Mission.
Dav Gabe,
Fusion.
and Zach.
Fusion?
It's Fusion. It
Yeah,
is
baby.
Fusion.
I remember people hated Metroid Fusion, and one of the reasons they were so upset is because it was a bad game that was supposed to end the timeline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. There we are. Okay, here we go. This is Flavor Cuisine. Let's busting this up for the first time in a month. Here we go.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah,
I don't
Got
know
it.
what that is.
I know.
I'm impressed that you guys got it so quickly as well.
It's one of my
You get-
favorites.
Do you want me to do it again, Dav?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one little bit I really recognized, but I think it just sounded like something else. All right. I've got a guess.
He's got a guess,
Got a
ladies and
guess.
gentlemen. Okay.
I just want to play the little middle eight.
yeah.
Straight-
You can sing it after this, okay? Well, you can
Yeah,
sing
okay.
it as soon as you guess. Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Ah,
Dav Weeks,
Super Mario Land on the Game Boy.
Zach,
Um,
and what does it go like? Dav Weeks, can you sing it again?
What, the middle eight?
Yes, please. I honestly have that ingrained in my brain.
Yeah, me too.
So Yoshi's Island is a good shot though, Dav Gabe. That
I
is
was
actually
one game off. Yoshi's Island is Super Mario Land 2.
that is a good point. That is a good point. It's
Super
a,
Mario, Super
good
Mario
show.
Land 2.
Oh, Super
is
Mario
the-
World
the
2.
gold
That was the
coin.
six coin
Yeah.
one.
Super Mario World 2.
all right.
Same IP.
Question number 7. How long does it take to fully complete the original Halo? This is obviously completionist. Is it 11 hours, 12 hours, or 13 hours?
Cool.
How many? Sorry, 11,
11, 12, or
13?
13. Fully complete, mind.
8?
Okay,
All right.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks,
11.
Zach,
11?
and Dav Gabe.
12.
13.
Well, yeah.
And
I said 10 in my head when you said fully complete.
I-
I thought
yeah.
10.
it takes 10 hours to beat the game, but apparently there's 3 hours worth of something you can do. I don't know what that
The
is.
skulls.
It's just the
The
skulls.
skulls. There we go.
I didn't realize you were saying completionist.
Yep. Question
Okay.
number 8. Name that badly described game. Animal Cult showcases the worst aspects of capitalism by forcing humans to pay off debt.
Got it.
Got it.
You're going to be
Do you need a
shocked.
specific game or the franchise?
Just do the franchise. You do the franchise.
Alright.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Boys, it's Pokemon.
Oh,
It's Animal Crossing. Of course it is. You'll get points.
We all know Pokemon is socialistic.
Exactly. Question number 9. What was the last game released by Square before its merger with Enix? Okay. Is it Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy X2, or Unlimited Saga?
Say again.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy X2 or 10-2, and then Unlimited Saga.
Ooh.
I
Is
got it.
Final Fantasy 10 Square or Square Enix?
I
Let's-
got mine. I'm doing a lot of guesses this week. It's not paying off.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. What you guys got?
Final
Dav
Fantasy
Weeks?
Tactics.
All right, good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unlimited Saga.
Okay, so Zach and Dav have got Tactics, and Dav Weeks has got Unlimited Saga. It's Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh,
March
really?
12th, 2003. Last game that Square released.
10-2
Yeah.
came out in 2003.
Yeah.
I find that so hard to
I mean,
believe.
10 came out 20 years ago. I think it was 2001. So 10, that's 20
Wow.
years old now. It's crazy. That's the crazy thing as well. When people be like, let's play a game from like 20 years ago, and it's Final Fantasy X, not like
That's
Mario World or something like that. It's like, no.
very embarrassing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And we're on to the final question, which is the Wheel of Misfortune. Let me grab a wheel. The wheel. Here we go. All right, ready, guys? Here we go.
I love that you have a wheel.
It's Zach. Okay.
Come on, it's always bloody me.
I don't think we've had a Zach Hamilton question in a while, because this one's been up for,
Well, I've not
for a
been
long
here
time.
for a while.
That's true. But then other people could answer your question, even
That's
if
true.
that's true.
That's true.
Zach Hamilton. Windfall Island in Wind Waker is inspired by which previous Zelda settlement? Is it Kakariko Village, Kokiri Forest, or Lon Lon Ranch?
I think we should be able to all get this.
I think so.
Windfall Island
I could
in
be
Wind
wrong,
Waker
though.
is inspired by which previous Zelda settlement? Kakariko Village. Zach, you've kind of flummoxed me now with how you pronounce Kokiri, because you say Kokiri.
Oh, doesn't it fuck you up? Yeah,
It's
it should be Kokiri.
But it's
Yeah,
Kokiri.
Kokiri.
It should be Kokiri. I hate that.
But I don't know
like
if it's
it.
Kokiri or Kokiri, so we're just going to have to guess.
I'm on Team Kokiri.
Okay, we'll
definitely.
say Kokiri. Kokiri Forest or Lon
I'm on
Lon
Team
Ranch.
Cockery.
Kokiri. There we are. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks,
Lon Lon Ranch.
Zach,
Kakariko.
and Dav Gabe.
Long, long ranch.
I loved Lon Lon Ranch. What a beautiful little ranch. It is, of course, Kakariko Village. But Outset Island is inspired by Kokiri Forest, and the music is... both of the music for Windfall Island and Outset Island are inspired by their villages, which is really nice when you get it. It's a little references here and there. That's it. Points are in, lads. Dav Weeks, you got 2.
Yeah.
Zach, you got 4. Dav Gabe, you got 5. My friend,
Whoa.
you win today. Well done, Dav Gabe. Congratulations.
Double fist pump.
Bravo.
That is the end of podcast number 56. Thank you very much for listening today. If you enjoy the show, then please... Wait, what? Paddy, what do you get?
Better than Dav Weeks.
Better than
Yeah.
Dav Weeks. Tell us what you
Cheers,
got, Paddy. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And she got 4. Well done. That's really good. Well done.
4 is respectable, I think.
Yeah.
4 is pretty good. Any less than 4
4 is better than
rubbish.
5, I think.
Yeah, 4 is better than 5.
Tell your
My
friends,
opinion.
give us a review or a comment, because that really would mean a lot. And if you'd like to check out our Patreon page, then go up with Video Games Ahoy. You can join if you'd like. £1, £5, £10, anything you'd like. We are going to do the Hall of Fame at some point soon, and we're going to do a live one because it's been so long. We figured that'd be a lot of fun. So we'll do probably the next episode. We'll probably do them back to back. So the next episode we'll record for our Patreon friends, and then the one after that, which we'll do back to back. The second one will be live for you all to come and watch, which will be a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in for that at some point soon. And also check out Greenland Gaming. We're affiliated with them, and the link is in the description down below. And check out our Discord, because it'd be nice to say hello. Hopefully we should be back streaming at some point soon. I'm hoping to do some VR stuff. That'd be a lot of fun. It's just nice to be back. Nice to have internet again. That's fun. But check out Dav Gabe as well on Davichi, because he's doing a lot of cool stuff over there as well. I got something in my eye. Well, that's it, gents. It's lovely to see your beautiful faces.
And you.
We are Video Games
Nice to be
Ahoy.
back.
And we'll see you next week. It's crazy.
See you there, boys.
Ooh.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!